Good Erev Shabbat, everyone. I want to thank our sponsors for this week. Luna and Stuart Paul, Le'ina Shmat Stewart's mother, Yent Rivka Bat Shmuel, Al Shem Yartzeit is today, and Le'ila Shmat, Luna's father, Yaakov and Yitzchak, his Yartzeit is on Sunday. Thank also our monthly sponsors, Sandy Sigratko, Le'ina Shmat Steve's mother, Dina Bat Avraham, Al Shem Yartzeit is tomorrow on Shabbat, as well as his father, Shraga Feivel Ben Sender. Thank our anonymous sponsor as a Schutfer for Shlema for Gittel Rivka, but Esther Shifra, Chaim Yalful, leaders with their beloved son Hillel, Al Vashon Ben Yaakov Sheyichya, Ernie and Sally Levy, leaders with their beloved son Kobe, Yaakov Nachmiel, Al Vashon Ben Tzadok Shimon Halevi Sheyichya, and Julie Richard Ehrlich, Nishmat Richard's mother, Rachel Miriam Bat Yona, Aleh Shalom. So, Parshat Mishpatim is this week, and a lot of people look at the Torah superficially, will say, well, everything was interesting up to now, a lot of great stories, and all of a sudden, Ve'ila Mishpatim Asher Tasim Lifneihem. Even worse, we go from the spiritual heights, the climax of Maimon Har Sinai, God's revelation to the Jewish people, to such mundane areas as to the rights of the Eved Ivri, the Hebrew slave, and the Amah Ivriya, the Hebrew maidservant, and then the Eved Kanani, and the burglar, and the arsonist, and the tortfeasor, the witches, and on, such things that they're important, obviously, part of the Taryag mitzvot. I think there are 53 mitzvot altogether in Parshat Mishpatim. The most number of mitzvot that we've had up till now, in fact, up till now in the Torah, we haven't had even half as many mitzvot as the ones that we learn in Parshat Mishpatim. And yet, so what are we to make of all this? How do we go from those stories to the nitty gritty of life? And I fortuitously began this week studying volume one of Tnuat HaMusar of Rav Dov Katz, and it's a 5-volume set on the Musar movement. Yesterday happened to be the 143rd yahrzeit of Rabbi Yisrael Lipkin of Salant, and in the introduction to the Tnuat HaMusar, Rav Katz writes as follows, that, yeah, we all love the stories of the Torah, and we love the mitzvot as well. But we should know that just like the mitzvot of the Torah lend themselves to drasha, to expounding, in order to understand the details, so too the stories of the Torah also. They're not just stories, because from the stories of the Torah, we're not learning history, we're learning character, we're learning musar, and that's his introduction. And then he goes on to say something which I think puts Mishpatim in a different light, that the purpose of the mitzvah of the Torah is not what people think, that it's to serve God and to recognize God's dominion, etc. It's not even like the laws that exist in the rest of the world. And the fact is, many, not all, but many of the mitzvot and Mishpatim, you'll find parallels in other systems of law in other nations, because you need a mechanism to regulate and moderate interactions between human beings. So people think, what's the purpose of law? To'elet hamdina, or so you have stability in society. You should be able to protect one person from the predations of another. No. He says the purpose of the mitzvah of the Torah, especially in Mishpatim, is shleimut ha'adam. And you know where he's coming from, writing about the Musar movement. Shleimut ha'adam means the pursuit of human perfection. All the mitzvahs of the Torah, all of them, are designed to build our characters and to shape our personalities. And it's through the building of character that is the method by which we become servants of Hashem. And I'll just cite here Rav Shamshon Farrell Hirsch, who says that the brilliance of the Torah is that we learn the rights of everyone from an analysis of the rights of people who live on the lowest social stratum, like the Eved Ivri who sells himself into slavery, like the Omaha Ivriya whose father sells her into servitude. And Rav Hirsch notes, for example, we learn all about the rights of marriage from the treatment of the Omaha Ivriya. Every right that a woman has is because we assign those rights to someone who is not a free person. And even she's entitled to the various rights of a woman in marriage. Allah had kama v'kama, how much more so a wife who's like our wives, free people, intelligent people, people who are not servants or slaves. And Rav Katz writes that the Torah of Israel, sure, the stories are great and build character, but it's Torah Masehi. It's a Torah of action. All the ideas, all the values of the Torah, they have to be concretized in a way it's going to shape our personality. And he says, "V'lo titachen klal shlemut adam bilti im be'emtzuot hamasim halalu." It's impossible to conjure human perfection except through the means of these deeds that are delineated for us in Parshat Mishpatim. Everything affects our perfection, our souls, our ability, therefore, to relate to Hashem. This is the way through Mishpatim. The Gemara says, "Want to be a chassid? Follow Mila Dinazikin, the laws of torts." This is the way we acquire human perfection through Parshat Mishpatim. With that understanding, we have a different way of looking at this Sedra, which is filled with details, many of which we think do not reflect our daily lives. All of them do, because they shape how we relate to other people and thereby build ourselves. Shabbat Shalom and Chodesh Tov.